And then master's also in the same university, Kumamoto University, Japan, in applied chemistry and biochemistry. And also he got the second master's, master in chemical engineering, Institute of Technology, 10 November. And also her bachelor's degree in chemical engineering, Institute of Technology, 10 November. Okay, and then her research interests is about nanomaterials, quantum dots, and solar cell energy storage and antimicrobial agents. And for the next session, I would like to give to the moderator. The time is yours, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Yashinta. So good evening. Thank you very much for the participant for participating in webinar. And today we are very happy to have more than 100 participants here. So indeed, our topics today is very important and interesting. How to make our life and research balance. So besides research, we also have life, including our family, our hobbies, our other priorities, our parents, our friends, and our me time. So it is very important to manage between life and research so you still can enjoy your life. So today we have, I have here with me already very outstanding speakers. So she is an associate professor in Environmental Engineering University Technology Malaysia, and also associate director of UTM International Kuala Lumpur. And she received her PhD in bioscience from University Technology Malaysia and Newcastle University, England. She got her Masters of Science in Environmental Engineering from Newcastle University, England as well. And she received BEng in Civil Engineering, specialization in Environmental Engineering in University Technology Malaysia. So her research interest basically is water treatment, environmental engineering, aerobic granulation, and palm oil mill effluent. And I believe she will be a very good role model in managing a balance of life and research activity, because beside her very scheduled activity as associate professor and associate director, she received many awards and honor, including very prestigious awards such as L'Oreal UNESCO for Women in Science Award, this very prestigious for women, and guest scholar at Graduate School of Advanced Integrated Student Survivability in Kyoto University, and also Asian Science and Technology Fellowship Award. And this is one of the important awards. So she is acknowledged as top 50 most impactful leaders in water and water management, a global listing. So with her awards and honors, I believe she will be a great role model for the young researcher here. So without any further ado, let's welcome Professor Dr. Norhayati Abdullah. Okay, so today we will have a very interesting lecture. So unlike the previous webinar that we had, we will have more discussion and sharing session with Dr. Hayati. So we are expecting more engaging and more interaction here in our session. So for Dr. Hayati, your stage is yours. The stage is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Azzah and Yashinta. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very, very good afternoon to everyone. I think I have over Zoom 122 and 123 and counting number of participants today. And when I look at the background of participants, I would like to thank Institute Technology Surabaya, ITS, for having me today as your esteemed speaker to be sharing my topic on life strategy as a researcher. We also have participants from UITM. Thank you for joining, UITM gang. And we also have some students from UTM as well. And I can see familiar names and faces. Perhaps my children are also here joining in this Zoom. They are young, but it's good to start young. And I see some members from UTM International, from UTM Corporate Office. Thank you for joining today. So my topic is life strategy as a researcher. And here on Zoom platform, and also those viewing on YouTube Live or Facebook Live, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me. So I am Dr. Hayati, Associate Director from UTM International Office in Kuala Lumpur campus. 122 of you attending today. Your life strategy must be very different from mine. Okay, so 122 of you, you would have differing strategy as to how might you approach your life as well as your research. 122 of you would have different perspective altogether from each other, right? So I wouldn't say that my talk today is going to be something that is right for you, something which is not quite suitable for you, but I hope that my sharing would be able to give you some insights as to how might we go about delegating our research and integrating those importance throughout our daily life activities. Okay, so may I know, you can switch on your video, you can unmute yourself, I believe. So I would like to request our admin to kindly do that for our participants. Who wants to share with me, what is your vision when you decided to join my talk today? Who wants to share with me? What is your vision? What is it that you want to achieve at the end of this talk? Anyone? Say your name, your institution, undergraduate or postgraduate, and then tell me, I want to join this talk because. Anybody? I can see so many names, don't be shy. Dr. Azzah, why do you join this talk today?
Okay.
Dr. Azzah?
Topics is very important here. Second, because the committee asked me to become a moderator.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So Dr. Azzah is our moderator for today, for this program, for this platform, and she will be helping me, of course, with taking in the questions. All right. And then she finds that the topic is super interesting. Okay. Okay. So I have somebody typing in the chat box. Sufri. Thank you, Sufri. I want to join this talk because to make my life more balanced. Sufri from UITM. Okay. Very good, Sufri. Thank you for your thought. I don't have microphone. Hi, Faz. I want to join this talk because I want to learn from other people's experiences. So Miss Faz is working at UTM Corporate Office. She wants to know how might we go about our life strategy for being a good researcher. Okay, so based on those two thoughts, so I'm sure that we all, 121 of us here, have the common vision to which how is it that we can strategize our life and integrate those in terms of achieving what we want in our research, okay? So I do not have many slides, I only have 3. And these slides that you have seen just now, so I've got there my picture, and then I've got Dr. Azzah as my moderator. And then I'm thinking about life strategy as a researcher. What does researcher means? Okay, what does researcher means? I can see from your background that some of you are undergraduate students, some of you are postgraduate students, and some of you are still doing your master's degree towards PhD, I hope. And I have some students who have graduated in terms of obtaining their PhD at the end of their studies. And then I am also supervising a couple of master students and some undergraduate students for their final year project. So herewith, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is it that defined as a strategy? Okay. And how did I find out about my strategy? So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I did my PhD in environmental engineering. I treat wastewater, particularly the palm oil mill effluent. And I know Indonesia is the largest exporter of this oil. It's a commodity for both Indonesia and Malaysia. So that is something that we have in common. During my PhD years, I have learned to manage my time, to manage myself, and then self-care, and then managing my circle. Okay, so in terms of time, how do you use your time? Anyone wants to share? How do you use your time? How do you actually use your time? Anyone? You can type in the chat box if you're shy to speak. Okay, Shah Faisal from Abrak University. I joined this to learn from international people and professors. Thank you. I'm also learning from you too. So time management. Time management is very important. The moment you wake up, what time do you wake up? I'm promoting waking up time at 5 o'clock, as per according to Robin Sharma. And then while I'm talking, I'm going to be sharing with you some books that I have shared with our UTM International Book Club. Okay, so as a postgraduate student, as a student, what is it that you do other than studying? So this is inclusive in the strategy that you have as a student. Okay, so life as a student should not be boring, should not be just books, should not be just studying without any hobbies, should not be without socializing, meeting friends, having coffee, gossip, well, not gossiping, but chit-chatting, exchanging views, knowledge sharing. Okay, but all must be done most preferably in an enjoyable way. So the strategy that I use for myself is doing research in a very much enjoyable way. The moment you wake up, so I'm sharing this book. I'm going to change my background to no virtual background so that we can see clearly. Right, so I'm not here to promote the book, but this is something that I have shared with my own students who I treat like my own children, okay? So the 5 a.m. club, which tells you routines basically, and then the sets that you should be having as a student. Your heart set, your health set, your mindset, okay? So 5 a.m., you wake up, and then what next? Exercising, or reading the Quran, or early morning special prayers for the Muslim, or something, doing your laundry, writing down lists of things that you wish to do and achieve at the end of the day, or simply doing and thinking nothing. That is also okay, right? So this book tells me and teach us as to how might we include good routine in our strategy to become a good researcher. So routine is very important. Habits is very important. Little things that contribute to good habits is very important. So now take a moment, all of you, boys and girls, I want you to just reflect. Every morning as you wake up, what are the small habits that you own for yourself that would encourage you to become a better researcher? Anything that I mentioned to you just now is your small habits that you already have. Things like waking up early, organizing yourself, getting prepared the night before for today, having your list ready for today, anything, praying, exercising, have a drink of water. Those are small habits that should be inclusive in your life strategy to become a good researcher. And why I'm stressing that morning routines are very important, because that's when we should feel grateful for the new day and for the new life that God grants us. Okay, so the moment you wake up, oh, Alhamdulillah, I woke up this morning. I woke up and I feel healthy, and I look around, I'm in my room at my college, and I'll be seeing my professor, and I'll be going to class today. I'll be doing my experiments in the lab. So the moment you wake up, that is the beginning of a new day. And that is why I'm stressing on the importance of starting your strategy right on a daily basis. So it is not like when you say strategy, or somebody is imagining a framework, like in your methodology, your chapter 3 of your thesis, strategy is framework, method, macam mana nak buat, how to do it, how to conduct your experiments. It's like truly rigid and then not allowing you to be creative with your life. Okay, so morning routines is very, very important. That is how you start managing your time for the day. Okay, anybody disagree with this? Or anybody has any thoughts on this? Let me see on the chat. Okay, self-affirmation. Yes. Ms. Fa says self-affirmation every morning. Salma from UITM, haven't started reading that book yet. For your information, Robin Sharma is releasing his new book, The Hero in You, this year. Okay, so just boys and girls, feel free to type in your opinions, your thoughts, your comments in the chat box, and I'm very happy to read it for you, okay? Right, so time. And then you go to college, bringing in your plan for the day, and then you do your work up until lunchtime, and then you finish lunch, zuhur, and then you go back to lab, or you go back to your writing or doing your desk work, and then suddenly it's asar, it's evening time, and then suddenly you don't know what to do. I know because my eldest son is 18 years old. So I have 3 boys. I have 18-year-old, I have 15-year-old, and an 8-year-old. Okay, so 3 boys, no girls. So I pretty much understand how teenagers live, and how is it that you guys also leading your research life. Probably for you, for those of you in between the age of 18 to 22, 23. Okay, so I'm assuming and generalizing that those of you attending my talk today would be around 18 to 23 years old. Okay, so this is the transitional mode whereby you transfer yourself from high school to university life. You've got to have some strategy, right? You've got to have some preparation, especially if you are doing postgraduate research, especially if you are doing your undergraduate projects. Okay, so throughout the day, time, how do you manage time? Sometimes pernah tak rasa macam, okay, I feel like I want to do so much today, but I did not do anything. You can give reaction there. If you see, I'm going to be like here, love reaction. You see at the bottom of Zoom, there is a menu for reaction. Has anyone feel like that before? Like this? Anyone? Yes, yes, sometimes. Zabira from UITM, you do feel that way. You do feel like you want to do so many things, but then nothing gets done, right? Nothing gets done. Anyone else? Give your reaction to me. Yes, Salma from UITM, you feel like that too. Rizka, Maulidela, I really love your sweet names. Our Indonesian friends, you have such lovely floral names, you know, like flowery names, especially for the girls. Rizka Ayu, do you feel like that? Rifki, do you feel like that? Sutia, do you feel like that? Enda, do you feel like that? Very much, yes. Nur Ain, Do you feel like that? Like you want to do so much during the day for your study, but at the end of the day, 5 o'clock, alamak, tak buat apa-apa pun. Rasa macam tak capai apa-apa pun. Rabia from UITM, Irdina from UITM, do you feel like that? Muhammad Adlan Shah, do you feel like that? Yes, a long time ago. Okay, very good. Yes, it happened today. Nur Irdina Izati. Yes, it happened today. Anybody else? Aida Yasmin, Alisa Chintiana. I really love your name. Cindy Wahyu. I really love your name. Okay, so basically, most of us have gone through that phase, or some of us have gone through that feelings, or some of us have never gone through that phase at all. Okay, everything goes smoothly, like no obstacles at all. Okay, I want to do this and I achieve this at the end of the day. But for some of us, for those of us who always feel like I want to do this and this and that, but at the end of the day, we didn't manage to do anything, may I suggest you to try blocking your time for tasks that you have to finish by the end of the day, right? Let's say you have 15 tasks to be completed on that day, 15, right? And then prioritize 5, 5, 5. Which 5 is most important out of the 15, right? And then 5 most important tasks for the day out of the 15, you've got to block your time. It's called blocking your time to focus on some deep work. So this is something that I learned from life coach Brandon Burchard. If you have read his book entitled Motivation Manifesto, I read that book a long time ago when I was in high school. I bought that book and then I just wanted to know what is the motivation manifesto that Brandon is encouraging for his listeners, for his followers, and for his coaches, right? So block your time. This is something that I normally do, like when at home. Now I'm lecturing from home, teaching from home, working from home. It's difficult, it's challenging. I'm sure for you in Indonesia, in Malaysia as well, we are all attending everything at home, just in front of the screen, right? And then you don't get to meet people, you don't get to socialize, you don't get to do anything at all. So it's very important for us to block our time. Okay, block our time. For example, for task 1, I want to focus and do it 1 hour. And then I want to check my Instagram and do Instagram story for 5 minutes. Do one story. Hey, how is everyone doing? Well, this is the way how we socialize these days, right? Keep our connection with our friends and families through Instagram, through social media. Okay, and I'm going to go there in a minute when I talk about your circle, your DNA. So block your time. And then after 5 minutes, 10 minutes of resting, getting up from your chair, drinking your water. I always have my water here. This is like 1.5 liters of plain water. And I drink 2 bottles of this at home, okay? To keep yourself hydrated, to keep your eyes clear, your mind less cloudy, having spent so much time in front of the screen. So this is strategy. This is part of the plan as to how might I work from home, okay? How might I optimize my time management? How might I manage my time? How might I block my time for tasks that are important and prioritized in the morning, okay? So, and then once you block your time, you know that you are managing your time, okay? You know that you are actually managing your time. Here, I show you again. You are actually managing your time. And then time relates to everything as well in our daily life. We must learn to take it day by day. But as a research student, You know that you have your progress report coming up, you have your supervision meeting coming up with your supervisor, you have that paper to publish, you have that experiments to be done, you have that analysis to be reported, to be transferred into a graphical presentation for your supervisor to check, you have group meetings, all of these things. It has to be in your life strategy. The first strategy that is most important is as to how you manage your time. Okay, any questions so far? Any question on time? Okay, I saw some question here in the chat box. It's very nice, thank you. 22, new knowledge. Yes, doctor, it's happiness this time. Okay, Sutia, happiness this time. Ravina Kaur from Unimas, thank you for coming. Yes, me too. And then you regret it. I know, I regret it too. Enda, sometimes you feel that you want to do so many things and then nothing get done. Good question from Tashun Ria from Unimas. Doctor, will having a daily planner help break down tasks that make sure it is completed? Yes, yes, and yes. So having a daily planner will help you to manage your time. It is a tool. So if you do not have your daily planner, you do not have to go get one or buy one. Why? Because it's not your thing. As I say, we are how many now? 119 of you. So 119 of us, we have 119 different life strategies. What suits me may not suit Dr. Azzah. What suits me may not suit Tanushria. Okay, so what is good for me may not be good for Rizka Ayu, for Putra Dami, or for Ika Oktavianawati. Okay, so we have different needs and we love different tools. So I'm gonna, well, this is just simple, okay? This is just strategy that I use. This is just, I'm giving this talk from my desk at home, from my favorite spot. I'm overlooking the sky here and then my desk is facing, well, basically some plants. I have peace lily in my room and essential oil diffuser facing the sky. I have my favorite painting over there on my left, okay? And I have my planner just here. It's only an A4 paper, very simple. Here, okay. Very simple A4 paper. Cut into two, potong dua, stapler. Cheap, super cheap. This is my planner, okay? Okay, so here I wrote everything for my meeting, apa-apa-apalah every day. And then I crisscross, if you can see, crisscross, cross. I feel so good when I cross something. This is something that I did for my PhD study during my PhD years. Whenever I need to see my supervisor, this will be translated into Microsoft Word. I type it out and then tulis dekat situ, mesyuarat pertama bersama supervisor, tarikh, and then time, and then venue, pejabat supervisor. So this can be certified by all my supervisors. Okay, I have 3 supervisors. One is Professor Zaini Ujang. He is the Secretary General of the Ministry of Environment and Water. Okay, Professor Zaini. And then the other one is Professor Tom Curtis from Newcastle University in England. And then I have Dr. Adiba Yahya from Faculty of Bioscience and Bioengineering that time. Okay, so every time I go see my supervisor, your strategy to winning, so ini different strategy pula, ini topik lain. Panjang kalau nak cerita strategi as a researcher ni. It's a long topic. So strategy for this now, but today I'm telling you strategy for you, for your life. Okay, so just put it down nicely for your supervisor to see. Okay, they will remember you forever for your planning. Okay, the strategy to win supervisor's attention. And then ada agenda, macam mesyuarat. It's like attending a meeting, but I'm meeting my supervisor, but it's like a meeting with my it's like a project meeting. Number 1, agenda, check chapter 2. Number 2, check what? Okay, list those down so that your supervisor also have an overview. What is your plan for the day? Okay, this is something that I encourage you to do. So having a planner, having a plan, full stop, is important. That is part of the strategy to become a good researcher. Okay, now time, know your time. Okay, you have to spend time not only for your research, but you must also spend time for yourself. Okay, here, my second box here, managing you. Okay, you are yourself best manager. This is you, and you are the CEO of you. You are the manager of you. Okay, nobody can manage you better than you yourself can. I don't know, anyone disagree with this statement? Can somebody manage you better than yourself? Can somebody manage when you want to go to the bathroom, for example? Like you need to pee and then somebody, you know, like for example, Dr. Azzah telling me, Dr. Hayati, now it's time for you to go to the bathroom. So she cannot manage that, right? For me, I would best know when should I go or when would I have the need to go to the bathroom. Okay, I'm hungry. I'm telling Faz, my colleague, Faz, I'm hungry lah. Hungry lah, apa lah, nak coffee lah. And then she said, oh, doctor, you're hungry? Maybe you should go to the cafe, get some food or get some, you know, refreshments or something. But would she know if I don't tell her that I'm hungry? She wouldn't know. She wouldn't know. Nobody knows you better than yourself. Okay, so there are so many books here that I have on my shelf. On my left here is my bookshelf entitled You Do You, and, you know, focusing on you. It's all about managing you. It's all about managing you. Okay, so this is a book that I would like to share with you on you. Yeah. As a research student, the one skill that I would encourage you to have is the skill for public speaking. Just give me your reaction or give me your comments in the chat box that you feel less confident when doing your presentation for your study. So this is a strategy that you must have as a research student. Anybody wants to say something on this skill, public speaking? Reaction. Do you love public speaking? Anybody loves public speaking? Show me some reaction. If you are showing me your reaction, I know that you are there listening. Hand or yes, Putri Aina from UITM, thank you. Okay, Nurul Afika, low confident. Zulfakar, yes. Anyone else? Give me your reaction. Your reaction. Lana, thank you for the love. She loves public speaking. Who else? Tiza Ayu Virania, yes, for public speaking. Febri Hadi, yes. Who else? Okay, so thank you so much for your, okay, I'm afraid of public speaking. Love-hate relationship. Okay, love-hate relationship for public speaking. I love public speaking, but okay, let me see. I love public speaking, but if it conducts in Indonesian, yes, saya nggak bisa kalau bahasa Indonesia. Kalau lagunya saya bisa. Anyone? Cakrahan. Siapa lagi? Afghan. You know, those are my favorite singers. So I wouldn't start singing. My colleagues here, they know sometimes kalau kita boring-boring, we go to our WhatsApp group and then we do karaoke together online on the WhatsApp group. Okay, I love public speaking. Doctor, I'm Vivi from ITS. Hi, Vivi. Hi. I love public speaking only to my family and my close friend. Very good, Enda. Very good start. I used to have panic attacks, but after many public speaking sessions, I'm pretty confident. Very good. Who is this? Very good. Very good, Tanushriya, very good. I tend to speak fast if nervous. Ravina Kaur from Unimas. Okay. Who else? Afraid. Half. Okay. All right. So public speaking. These days, I know that my children, they are so good with doing reels on Instagram. I cannot do reels. or some of you young people are so good in doing TikTok. I don't know in Indonesia if TikTok is allowed or if it is famous. Is it? I can see Maulidi lah. Yes, she's nodding her head. Yes, it's famous. Okay. And then Instagram Live is famous in Indonesia. In Malaysia, it's quite famous. Okay, so people go on Instagram, on IG, and then do like a live show. So I wasn't a good speaker before. When I started high school, I couldn't even do any presentation in English. I don't speak English. I don't speak it. Okay, so the difference is that I scored A for English in writing exams, but it's different when you are speaking it. But as a research student, this is part of your strategy, of your life strategy, to really encourage yourself to improve your public speaking skills. Okay, why I said so? With a very good public speaking skills, it helps you to do your project presentation, to convince your supervisors and your examiners. Because PhD, you have your Viva. I think Indonesia and Malaysia, we have the same mode of evaluation at the end of the PhD. Hi Nabila. Okay, so mode of PhD evaluation at the end, which is the Viva Voce. Okay, so you have to be very good in terms of expressing and translating your research, your 3 years PhD research, into a 30 minutes presentation. I mean, how can you do that? How can you do that so well that your examiners doesn't have any question to answer? Okay, lulus dengan distinction. Soalan tak ada. Boleh? Macam tu. Okay, so public speaking is very important. Okay, writing skills are also very important. So these are all should be in your life strategy. The moment you begin your PhD or your research journey, begin with the end in mind. What is it that important skills that you wish to have when you completed your study? Dah ada dah. Start je. Okay, sekarang tak pandai cakap. Lepas 3 tahun, saya lah yang paling pandai bercakap dalam dunia. I'm the best speaker in the world. Okay, sekarang I tak pandai tulis, my bahasa Inggeris is all over the place, is haywire, and I couldn't even write a sentence. I do not know how to write my abstract, for example. But after your study, after you completed your study, you know that, hey, this is something that I can do now. I'm the best abstract writer in the world. Okay, I understand my research. I am the best in terms of knowing and understanding my research, because that's why you do the research. Okay, so the strategy is begin with the end in mind. What is it that you wish to achieve at the end of your study? And this is the book that I use. Okay, Talk Like TED. And these days, kalau tak baca buku, you can also refer to YouTube or Instagram, follow their IG face, TED. Okay, they teach you how to talk about certain topics and they practice as well. Okay, so I had the opportunity when I was doing my Fulbright stint at Michigan University in the US. I was there for 4 months. I get the opportunity to attend one of the live TED conference at the University of Michigan. It was so nice to see how people truly express themselves through public speaking. Okay, through the topic of their choice. Okay, Dr. Azzah, how many minutes do I have?
Okay, so I think you have 30 minutes more.
30 minutes, okay, very good. Okay, so because you know, since I learned to talk and do public speaking during my PhD time, since then I talk non-stop. Kan, masalah pula.
Because I think you're very interactive. Very good.
Thank you.
Very interesting.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Azzah. Okay, any question on part? Okay, a question: how to improve speaking skills, especially in English? Yang tanya ni is Zulfakar from UITM. Thank you. Salma, I can speak in large crowd but nervous in small crowd. Large crowd, small crowd. Okay. Okay, so the first question, how to improve your speaking skills, especially in English? As you know, English is not my native language. Okay, it's not my native language. I cakap Melayu je. Okay, and my father is even he has a Javanese mix. So he when I go back to the other kampung, semua orang cakap Jawa, and then my mom will be speaking Melayu, and then I'm learning English. So just imagine that. Okay, and I'm proud to say that I have friends who speak Japanese language very fluently as well, and I have friends who speaks French very fluently. My son is learning French. Okay, both of them, and then so language is something that is delicate and intricate. It goes into your right brain, your left brain. I don't know. Somebody who knows about brain will talk about that better than myself. But the way to go about public speaking is keep practicing. Okay, satu sahaja yang saya biasa buat when I was a student like you. Okay, so I was nervous. I don't speak English very well, and I was listening to this lecture. And then the only thing that I did, I think that was like the bravest thing that I did when I was a student as to how I practice speaking and how I nurture my self-confidence is that during a session like this, imagine that you are in a big hall lah, sebab now we are on screen kan? So in a big hall, and then the speaker said, any question? Dia dah cakap, so the speaker was saying, talking or delivering his lecture on whatever topic. And then the speaker says, okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, any question? And then it goes creak kan. Kat Malaysia kita selalu cakap creak, like no question kan. Okay, no question. Like you can only hear the insects if there are insects around, okay? No question. So what I learned is that even if you have no question, even if you don't know what to ask, just raise your hand. Any question? You just raise your hand. And then the speaker will ask you, okay, introduce yourself, your institution. What is your question? So during my younger days, I'm still young now, but during my younger days, okay, when I was like you, studying, doing my PhD, doing my master's, whenever I attended an event and they say any question, I would be among the first to raise my hand and then shoot whatever question that crossed my mind. This is good. Zulfaka, to help you nurture your self-confidence, how you managing you to have that confidence to ask questions. And most sessions are conducted in English because English is the global language. English is the global language, okay? And we all speak broken English. I speak Manglish, Malaysian English, Indonesian English, okay? So English is the global language, okay? So everybody speaks English. Whenever we go to global conferences at international level, online conferences nowadays, the webinars, everything is conducted in English, okay? But we speak broken English because I'm not English, I'm Malaysian. You are not English, you are Indonesian. Okay, you speak English the Indonesian way, I speak English the Malaysian way. So just raise your hand, shoot that question. Even though you do not know the questions that you are supposed to be asking. Never ever tell yourself that, oh, my question seems silly, or my question may not fit the topic, or the speaker might not have the answer for my question. Just ask. No harm in asking. After you ask the question, I would feel that time, I would feel nervous and I would feel embarrassed. I would feel like everybody, every pair of eyes in the hall is like staring at me, like bila you berdiri je, angkat tangan, semua orang tengok you. Macam tu. Kan? Bila dalam Zoom saya minta reaction pun, nobody is looking because I am the only one looking at the screen. For example, here I have Dr. Azzah. Her screen is next to Ika Octavianawati. So if Dr. Azzah show me love reaction, Ika will not see because you are on screen. You cannot see her screen, right? Okay. So basically, well, probably you can see the reaction, but you can't see her like physically. You can't see her like in person. So my mental note whenever I am asking question in English or whenever I'm giving such speech in English is that I will not see this person ever again. This may not help you, but it helped me a lot in terms of going through my speaking experiences, in terms of going through my sharing session. And I really love this kind of sharing with students because I'm blessed to have this opportunity to speak to you, because someday I pray that whenever my children, when they go to university, somebody else would be telling them the same thing that I'm telling you. So it's like a ripple effect, you know, it's like a prayer. I'm a mother. I pray that today I'm talking to you like this, giving you this advice, sharing with you my experiences, my embarrassment, speaking English, raising my hand and things like that. So I hope when my children go to university like yourself, somebody will tell them the exact thing that they need to do in terms of strategizing your life to be a good researcher. Okay? So keep raising your hand, ask that question, give your reaction. Be shy, it's okay, but lama-lama tak shy dah. Lama-lama shy will transform into self-confidence. Okay, so you are managing you. Okay, so when you do postgraduate or undergraduate studies, it's not about the results sahaja. It's not about the results of the experiment sahaja. If you get good results, it's bonus. If you get bad results, it's also bonus for you to keep learning, for you to further your investigation, for you to further your experiments, for you to engage yourself in very good discussion with your supervisors, for you to read more journals, for you to read more books on the topic, for you to attend more conferences. When you do all these things, the more that you do, the more reading, the more journal, the more publications, the more speaking, all of these, the more all of this, the more you nurture yourself to become a good researcher. That is the way of learning. Okay? Open up your heart, prepare your mind. Now that you have registered as a PhD candidate at ITS, at UTM, at UITM, at UNIMAS, that means that you are putting your dedication and commitment to become a researcher. Okay, so when you decided that you want to become a researcher, the next decision comes in whether you want to be so-so je ke ataupun you want to be a good researcher. Okay, and then the next one step that will come after that is that how might I do this to become a good researcher? That is when we go back to time and managing you. When I did my PhD, I had 2 children. My eldest was 7 and my second was 3 years old when I completed my PhD. I completed my PhD on time. We did that 3.5 years with UTM. I spent 1.5 years in Newcastle University for my PhD attachment. And during my graduation day at UTM, I received Best Postgraduate Award from UTM Graduate School. So I went up the stage with a medal on my chest, okay, flowers, and a PhD degree. And I received that award, Best Postgraduate Student. That is why I'm telling you, boys and girls, that nothing is impossible. Okay, I can only say and share with you all of my experiences, all of my motivation that I have had throughout my PhD years, throughout doing my master's degree. But it's you who would be walking the journey. Okay, it's you yourself who would be managing your time and managing you. Okay, any question on managing you? Okay, banyak question. Very good. I like this. Okay. Nurul Afika, I love it. I love when people talk a lot. I know, I talk a lot too. Sekarang-sekarang lah, dulu-dulu malu tak cakap. How to manage our mind, which always think that there is somebody who doesn't like us when we're very talkative in a meeting or a class. From Endah. Okay, Endah, I'm going to share with you one tips from my professor in Michigan when I was doing my Fulbright attachment, Professor Glenn Dager. Okay, so this is what he told me. Whenever you are spending your first time in a meeting, your first time in a meeting, what you should do for the first couple of minutes is that observe and listen. Okay, observe and listen. Dengar je dulu. Dengar, observe and listen. Okay, in any management approach as well, study ke management ke, or if you are leading an organization, or if you are moving places, moving workplace, moving university, moving research group, changing supervisor, anything like that, spend some time to observe and listen. Okay, so bila you masuk dalam mesyuarat tu, okay, that is your first time, observe dulu. What is the mood of the discussion? Okay, is everyone talkative? Is your friend over there having good opinions? Is she quiet? Is he quiet? Somebody is shy or something? Observe. What is the environment of the discussion? And then listen. When the chair of the meeting asking for opinions, listen first. Tengok orang lain cakap tak? Identify, do a little bit of background work of those attending the meeting. Okay, and then express yourself bit by bit, not all together. I'm a speaker today, but I'm showing myself all together lah, because I want to create this mood. I want to get your attention. I want to get your response and your reaction and your love, okay, on the screen. So I'm showing the whole of myself as a speaker today, because I own this platform. I am the speaker. I'm sharing, so I own this platform. But when you come as attendees, that's why when I say any reaction, so you're just waiting. Tengok orang sana jawab tak? Tengok Rizka Ayu jawab tak? Farah Amalin jawab tak? Irfan Shah jawab tak? Okay, so observe and listen. But when you come to the second meeting and third meeting, managing you includes friendship. Okay, create that friendship. Look around, siapa yang kita boleh share our opinions, siapa yang boleh terima our opinions. And it's very okay to have disagreement in research. Sometimes, as I said at the beginning of my talk tadi, I already said that some tools are not for you. Maybe this book is not for you. Maybe this book is not for you. Okay, maybe a 5 AM club book is not for you. Maybe my tool using A4 paper stapler together, not for you. You like planner yang cantik, ada bunga, ribbon, siap ada bookmark, everything. It's okay. And most of you probably just using your phone for your, like, you know, Google Calendar and stuff. And it's okay. It's okay to have disagreement in research. So my advice would be observe and listen. And the best way to become a good public speaker is to ignore the negativities. Okay? But I would advise you to take the feedback for improvement. Katalah somebody is telling me, doktor cakap laju sangat lah. Nobody understand what you saying because you speak so fast, because kan? Nobody understand, doktor, you speak so fast. Ataupun doktor, you are not looking at the screen, tengok sana, tengok sini, kan? Tak tengok Dr. Azzah betul-betul, for example. Tak smile, cakap je doktor ni kan, nak mesej je. Tahu nak habis masa lah tu doktor tu, kan? So, those kind of comments or feedback, take it openly as an opportunity for us to improve. Don't feel easily demotivated with other people's remarks. Try to twist what others are saying to you as a chance. Take it as a chance for you to improve your speaking skills, improve the way you give opinion, and acknowledge that it is very okay to have disagreement in a meeting or in a study group. How to practice our public speaking in English during this pandemic? Because I feel like I lose my confidence to present during this pandemic. Keep doing presentation. Thank you, Husnul from UITM. Keep doing presentation. Keep doing presentation. Okay, if somebody asks question, any question now from the floor? Husnul will be like, okay, doctor, Assalamualaikum, doctor. I'm Husnul from UITM. I have a question, doctor. But I feel shy, don't switch on my video. Voice come out, video off. Also can, right? So that is the way, that is the way. This is the opportunity for learning. Okay, so now I'm going to move to number,
Dr.
yes.
Two questions.
Okay.
Okay, so I will offer Putra Dame if he want to ask directly.
Okay.
Please. Is he here?
Hello. Hi.
Okay.
Putra. Where are you? You have to say hello, then we can spot you on the screen. I have 6 pages on my screen, Putra. Which one are you?
Okay, so maybe he preferred to me for reading his question.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, Dr. Hayati, what the strategies can we do so that we can have good public speaking?
Okay.
That's the first question. And the second question is related each other. How to get rid of fear when talking to many people?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Putra, for the question. Number 1, I think I have already shared a little bit some tips as to how might you improve your public speaking skill, which is to keep speaking. Okay, to keep speaking. Observe and listen your environment, to where you are speaking to whom you are speaking to. Identify your audience, getting to know their background. Like for today, for example, I know that how many students are coming, because earlier on we had some a discussion with Dr. Azzah and Mbak Yashinta. I asked them how many students, and then I saw in the chat box that there'll be like undergraduate students S1, and then masters S2, and then PhD S3. And then I look at your participants' background a bit. Okay, UITM, UNIMAS, ITS, UTM. Okay, so I know briefly who my audience are. So I know the approach that I would be doing or giving when I am delivering my talk. So for Putra, when you know that you are presenting to your supervisor, you must have spent some time with your supervisor, right? You have spent some time for discussion, for example, with your supervisor. You would know by now his style. Okay, his style. Or you would know some of your lecturers that would be your panel for your final year project. So try to fit into their expectations or their style. Okay, so because bila kita bercakap, when I'm talking, I'm not talking for me. I'm talking to you and for you. And that's why I want you to be engaged with me. And I want to capture your wholesome attention to me. So when I'm talking to you, you would have the interest, you feel that, oh, Dr. Yati cakap something yang interesting. Oh, I tak pernah dengar lagi about this topic before. Oh, I didn't know that book exists. Oh, I should try and buy that book. You know, that kind of impression, because I'm giving lecture for you to capture your attention. So the same with Putra. If you are speaking to your supervisor, Doctor, this is my presentation today, you are telling him your research. You are telling him about your findings, for example. Okay, so keep speaking and keep practicing. And the second question is on, apa tadi, Dr. Azzah?
How to get rid the fear.
Oh, the fear. Okay, fear is very, fear is something delicate. Okay, what I learned about fear, okay, from my teachers, from my coach, from my mentors, fear is something that you have decided upon, but it hasn't happened yet. Contoh, I'm crossing that drain and then I might fall. I haven't crossed yet. I'm crossing the road, but you know, I might fall by the roadside because of a big stone or a big rock or something. But I haven't crossed the road yet. So fear is projecting something that hasn't happened yet. It's at the back of your mind, and it's highly demotivating and disheartening when we talk about fear. Okay, so fear is something that is uncertain, and we do not want fear. When you talk to people, okay, my technique lah. Kalau untuk fear punya definition, as just now I said, okay, fear something yang, okay, I nak minum kopi ni, and then I said, tak naklah minum sebab panas kan, takut melecur bibir, tapi tak minum lagi. Belum minum lagi ni. Because you feel like, oh tak nak minum sebab takut panas, nanti habis bibir, habis makeup, whatsoever. Fear, that is fear at the back of your mind, something that hasn't happened yet. Fear in speaking, there are many ways for you to prep yourself prior to public speaking, overcoming fear in public speaking. Salah satunya adalah the power standing up. Put your hand on your hip, on your waist here, stand tall, okay, and then your feet wide a bit, your left and right buka jarak sedikit, and then pegang dekat pinggang, berdiri, and then take a deep breath. Okay, tarik nafas, lepas, and then tarik nafas, lepas, okay. That is your power, apa dipanggil power standing macam that. I don't remember, I learned this in a leadership course. Okay, when you stand, you do this, you are projecting confidence and calmness in yourself before you begin your public speaking presentation. Okay, practice also help you to prepare for your speech. Practice. Practice lah, maksudnya, okay, dulu-dulu when I was doing talks like this, I would have a speech or text or slides or something. These days for me to do this kind of sharing, I don't feel that I'm gonna need much less slides than before. One slide is enough for me to share with you what I feel I need to share and what I feel that might be of beneficial for you. Okay, so I hope that answered the question. And then we have a little bit more minutes left. I have 2 boxes here, self-care and then your circle. Okay, self-care as a research student, this is part of your life strategy. If you like sports, do sports. If you like reading, read. If you like fishing, do it. If you like writing, I know lots of Indonesian students are super good writers, very poetic and puitis. Puitis. Sebab I have so many Indonesian. I have an Indonesian student as well. And I know Prof. Joni Hermana from ITS. He is co-supervising my PhD student, Laila Dina Amalia Purba. That's why I love her name. Okay, so if you like to write, you write. If you like sports, do sports. If you like to, what do you like? Okay, tell me in the chat box, what do you like to do? Self-care. You must take care of yourself. It is part of the strategy to be a good researcher. How can you go to the lab if you feel ill? If you have fever? If you have infection? If you tak sihat dan sebagainya? But not denying that, I acknowledge that some of our friends are unfortunate and is facing some unfortunate health circumstances. Sambil buat PhD, sambil ubati diri. Kan ada kan kawan-kawan kita yang sambil belajar, sambil sakit, sambil tak sihat dan sebagainya. And then another thing is stress. Stress is not a good word. Desert is a good word. Okay, stress is not. Okay, so self-care. So the word stress does not exist should not exist in a research student's life. Okay, it's all challenges. is all about you managing you and doing super good self-care for yourself. If you like to sing, you sing. Indonesian singers, banyak lagu best-best kan? Surat Cinta untuk Starla, kan? Cakrahan, Afgan, Melly Goslow, okay? Cakrahan nyanyi sama Siti Nurhaliza, okay? Very close lah, Indonesia and Malaysia. So basically, if you like to sing, you sing. If you like to write poems, you write poems. Do not neglect self-care. Because dulu supervisor saya semasa saya buat PhD, he told me that, Norhayati, after 5 o'clock, don't do your PhD. Do something else. Exercise. Cook for your children. You know, write something. Read novels. Read books. And things like that. Okay, this is very important to keep your sanity. Your sanity. Okay, Ravina Kaur from Unimas, painting, dancing, and doing henna. Yes, very good. Tanushriya, love reading during free time. I read books various genre. Yes, very good. Okay. Okay, Putra, you are most welcome. Okay, so self-care. Listen to good music, play sports. Nurul Afika from UITM. Okay, you can please write down what you like to do. Okay, what else you like to do for self-care. Taking care of yourself is not just physical, but it is also emotional and mental care. Okay, your mental well-being, your emotional well-being. If you find difficulties, which I do not deny this sometimes happens, even to our own students in UTM, okay, if you find emotional or mental difficulties, emotional or mental challenges, you feel overwhelmed, banyaknya nak buat. Nak public speaking lah, nak tulis lah, nak speak English lah, everything. Nak jumpa supervisor, everything. Semua nak kena tak larat, tak boleh buat. I cannot do this. Okay? There are days that you feel like that. Okay? Accept and acknowledge that feeling. You rasa, tak nak buat. Hari ni nak tidur je. Hari ni nak tidur je. Tidurlah, tidur. Hari ni tidur. Esok pagi, remember when I said just now? Today, you feel emotionally overwhelmed. I do not want to look at my PhD today because my supervisor this morning, he commented that my graph is not up to his standard. Okay, fine. My graph is not up to his standard. So today I just want to sleep. No sport, no music, no cakrahan, nothing. Today you sleep. Okay? Inshallah, you wake up tomorrow morning. Remember just now when I said, your new day begins every morning. And that's when you decide how you manage your time, how manage your how manage your self-care for that day. 15 tasks become 5 prioritized tasks, block time for your work. We always start again. That's why God makes day and night. Malam tidur, siang kerja. Okay? That is how life is designed. Okay, for everyone. So we always have the opportunity, inshallah, to start again, to begin again. So those of you yang ada rasa emotionally overwhelmed, I never like to use the word stress. I sometimes use the word stress, but only for people who can take the word from me. You see? So I do not tell Dr. Azzah, today I stress lah nak bercakap dekat you punya program ni. I stress, I tak boleh ni. But I don't know Dr. Azzah. This is our first time meeting. And then I find her very lovely, okay? But I wouldn't say the word stress to those that I know cannot take the word stress from me, okay? So meaning that I would say to A, for example, today I feel a bit stressed. Because A can take the word stress from me. So choose carefully because, why I say this, okay, boys and girls, because we are the energy that affect everyone around us. You are the energy. You are the energy that you bring to people, to others. In order for you to attract good energy, you have to be good energy yourself first. Okay? So you are telling somebody that you feel emotionally overwhelmed. I want to sleep. Today, tak nak buat apa-apa. It's okay. And somebody will tell you that somebody who is close to you, or we'll go to the last box later on this, okay? close to you and understanding you and truly knows how your research is going. It's probably there's so many challenges, lab bacteria mati lah, apalah, you know, your machine doesn't work, it breaks, whatever. She can take the complaints or the emotion from you. She is emotionally available to understand you. So these are the people that should be in your circle. Okay? Dulu kita kat Malaysia kita ada lagu tau. Bulat kecil, bulat besar. Sayang ibu, sayang ayah, sayang semua. So recently, okay, I rediscovered this song when I was doing some research on some self-care thing, and you know, I rediscovered this song. I used to sing this song. Malaysians tahu lah kot. Siapa Malaysians yang tahu? Give me your love if you know this song. Ataupun you all dah generation gap sangat with me. Okay, Nabilah tahu lagu ni. Who else? Malaysian, maybe you are familiar. Nurul Izzati from UiTM. Yes, you know this song. Siapa lagi? Saya tahu. Nurul Afika from UiTM. Tanushria tahu. Amanina, I used to sing with your little brother, Nurabia. Salma from UiTM. Okay, so good. Okay, so I don't feel so olah in this case. Okay, so circle. Okay. Circle is very important, your circle of friends, especially because you are at university. Okay, so just now I mentioned about energy. Doktor, saya dah pukul 6. Okay, sikit je lagi. Some energy, the energy that you have in yourself, that you bring outside, okay, that you bring outside, that you project to the people around you is very important. In order for you to receive good energy, positive energy, encouraging, happiness, cheerful energy, you've got to be happy and cheerful yourself first. Okay? So, I think that I should say this to you in 5 years' time from now. Now is 2021, 2022, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2026. Look ahead in 5 years' time, where would you be? What would you be doing? Because the circle of friends that you have today surrounding you will define your journey, will define your destination, will direct you to that direction. Katalah I kawan dengan Dr. Azzah, I kawan dengan Miss Enda, I kawan dengan Mbak Yashinta, and I have all these good friends with Prof. Joni from ITS, supervising my student. She is doing her PhD. These are the friends that I have now. In 5 years' time, I envision that my student completed her PhD, she got a postdoctoral opportunity at ITS, and then I get to see Prof. Joni after the MCO, maybe in Surabaya. Because these are the circle of friends that I have now. 5 years later, they would still be in my life. They would still be in my circle because we are doing the research together. Okay, so boys and girls, this is super important for you to carefully choose your circle. Carefully choose your circle, because your circle will determine the energy that you have now, will determine the direction in your life in 5 years, 10 years time. Okay, so now you are doing your PhD, now you're doing your master, maybe you are doing your master. You have your circle of friends and circle of professors that are helping you in your master's degree. 2 years later, you say, okay lah, I want to do my PhD with Dr. Azzah. She's in my circle. I know how she works. She's efficient, she's helpful, she's sweet, everything. And then I want to do my PhD with Dr. Azzah. There it is. You found your circle. Your circle helped you to then pursue for your PhD from your master degree. Okay, question, Dr. Azzah, maybe 2 minutes. All right, any question? Dancing, yes. I'm a bit stressed and demotivated. Okay. I don't have, I say, okay, mandatory. Okay. All right. Okay. So you have some difficulties. You have some difficulties here with your progress and your mandatory class and things like that. I would advise And I would encourage all of us students, even when I was a student, to explain and then to simply tell the truth, because that is utmost important. Whatever circumstances that we face as a student, share it with our supervisor nicely, politely. Sometimes I buat muka kesian sikit so that supervisor kesian banyak lah. Kita student kan buat muka kesian sikit. Jadi student kesian, supervisor tengok dia kesian banyak lagi dekat kita kan. And don't forget to pray. Okay. So I would like to sum up, maybe Dr. Azzah, I share with you the slide again. Here, strategy might be different from you. My strategy might be different from you. My tools, my staple paper might be different from you, but it is of utmost important, okay, to include this in our life strategy to be a good researcher. Time, managing you, self-care, and knowing your circle. Okay, so I hope that my sharing has been exciting for you, and I hope that you have enjoyed my lecture. And then if you have any question at all, please email me here. I have my email here, norhayati@utm.my. Okay, so please feel free to email me. Inshallah, I will answer. I have given similar lecture before in UTM Johor Bahru, and I received a couple of email to say thank you, to ask question, to just get me to listen or anything. I'm open for anything because this time around it is MCO period. Malaysia, we are currently on lockdown, and I am very happy to be connected to you for whatever reasons that you wish for me to listen or to give you some encouragement or to be your source of motivation or anything that you can see in me. I'm very happy to be that for you. Okay, so I would like to thank ITS for this wonderful opportunity. I truly enjoyed today's session, and I really appreciate 123 participants joining up until 6 o'clock. And UITM and Unimas, I know it's past your sports time. Thank you for joining, and for ITS, thank you for having me. So thank you so much, and I give back the platform to our sweet Dr. Azzah here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Hayati. So as expected, so it was a very amazing talk. So we can receive your positive energy and your eyes sparkling of positive vibes. So I believe that all the participants here also feel the same way with me today. So thank you very much for the very nice talk, Dr. Hayati, and very nice sharing. So as Dr. Norhayati said, that you are the one who know you best. So just manage your life, manage your time regarding your preferences and what makes you happy. So you can, like Dr. Hayati, still stay young with 18 years old. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hayati, for giving speech here in ITS. It was very great speech. And I think as your information, I think so far, this session have the most participants. So usually we are around 90 below 100. So today we're reaching out 125. So this is very amazing. Thank you. We are very happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. Let's have a group photo, all of us.
Yeah, photo. Maybe the participant can open your camera.
Yes, switch on your video so we can see each other's faces. Sweet smile.
And for the committee, please help us to
Take pictures. Ya, Pak Seno minta tolong di taking pictures untuk us.
Terima kasih semua for joining.
Please turn on your camera. Okay, Pak Seno udah ready ya? Okay, 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, another shot. 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Stay
you.
productive and stay happy. So I'll give back the stage to the Master of Ceremony.
Yeah. Okay,
Yashinta.
thank you, Ibu Azzah. Okay, thank you, Dr. Norhayati, for the excellent presentation, and also thank you for Dr. Azzah to become the moderator for today.
Thank you.
Okay, would you please move the next slides? We would like to give our token of appreciations to the speaker today. For Associate Professor Norhayati Abdullah, thank you for the value contributions.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Really appreciate it.
And also we would like to give our appreciations to Dr. Azzah Pramata, PhD, for the valuable contributions to us as the moderator in this session.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Azzah, for
Thank you,
moderating.
Dr. Hayati. It's very nice to meet you today.
Nice meeting you too.
Yeah.
Okay, and we would like to give a few announcements. ITS Academic Writing Center just recently launched. So for the postgraduate students and also the lecturers, undergraduate students can use the services to like having consultation about your English writing. This program is supported by the US Embassy, and we are waiting your registrations before June 27. And also you have to bring your articles or journals for consultations at the appointment. Please for the next slides. I think it's over. And then thank you for all the participants. Thank you, Bu Norhayati. Thank you, Bu Azzah. For the participants, you may leave the room now.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day managing you.
Bye.
Have a nice evening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Norhayati.
Thank you so much, Dokter.
Sama. Thank
Terima
you.
kasih, Bu.
Sama-sama. Thank you. Thank you, Ika. Thank you so much. Thank you, Afika. Zabira, thank you from UITM. Thank you.
For the committee, you may end the session.